Hi. Since I got my Sur Ron, I was always disappointed with the power in the bike. So I looked at getting a new controller and do a bypass on the battery. I thought that would be just sufficient for my needs. And I ended up getting the BAC 4000 or BAC 4000 and just do a battery bypass. And I got that from Ebmx in Australia because I watched their videos on YouTube, and it looks like very nice power from that controller, and the setup seemed exactly like what I wanted, and so I ordered the kit. And since it's from Australia to Sweden, it takes a while. It takes almost a week, maybe 2 weeks if you don't send it by express. So it was a long wait, and once I got the kit, I ripped the bike apart and mounted the kit, and ended up with nothing, absolutely nothing. I just got maybe a few seconds of red light on the controller, and then it just died, absolutely kaput. And then I started to do some troubleshooting on that, and I ended up splitting up the harness, looking at the connections, looking at the cables, trying to trace all the cables, googled up the electric diagram for the Sur Ron, and some people said on the YouTube forums and Facebook that there's a difference between the normal Sur Ron X and the L1 e-bike that I have, and the L1 e-bike is just the EU model, the moped model, with lights and turning indicators and so on. But the main components in the harness is just the same, and the controller is the same on both bikes, so it made no sense at all that it would be any difference mounting this kit on the L1 e-bike that I have. So after a lot of troubleshooting and googling, I found out that the connections on the harness was just wrong. It didn't make any sense when I looked at it. I tried to trace all the cables, and it was absolutely nothing. So I got in contact with Matt at Ebmx, and they agreed to send me a new harness because probably there was something wrong with the assembly of the harness. And during that time, which takes almost a week, even if it's express, I put my original controller back on the Sur Ron, and it was dead. Absolutely nothing happened. So once again, googled a lot, and found on the electric bike something forum that somebody had some suspicions about the hall sensor in the throttle, and when I checked the current on the throttle, it was nothing. So the hall sensor was broken, and probably broken due to the faulty harness. So after a lot of digging about that, and once again got in contact with Matt at Ebmx, they agreed to send me a new throttle also. So when I got the new throttle handle and the harness, I was gee happy, and did the mount again, and dead, absolutely dead again. When I tried to turn on the display just flickering white. Every second it was just a white blink on the screen. The controller was dead, no red light, no blinking red light, no nothing. So the controller was toast. So back in contact with Ebmx, and they agreed to send me a completely new controller because probably controller was toast also. So yes, you guessed it, another week waiting time, and during that time I also found out that it was pretty easy to just order the hall sensor and take the throttle handle apart and do some soldering and fix it yourself. So if that ever happens, I have a video about that. Check the description, and it's very easy, very cheap, much cheaper than getting a new throttle, and most of all, you can get those components very fast. The throttle handle seems to be one of those components that takes over a month when you order it. So after this waiting time again, 1 week, I got a new controller and a new display and a new harness, so the whole new kit. And during this time, I've been doing this a lot. I took it apart, mounted it back together, took it apart, mounted it back together, and so on. So the mounting of this was very, very fast. And guess what? It works! Choo-hoo! I finally got the BAC 4000 and the battery bypass, and the shit works. So even if Ebmx sent me a faulty harness, I can't blame them for that. They did everything they could in their power to get it fixed, and they made sure that I was up and running as fast as it could. The delivery time, we can't affect that. I mean, Australia, Sweden is on the other side of the earth. It takes some time, I understand that also. But the guys did what they should, and they stand by their product, and the setup and the tuning in the controller is just amazing. It works so good. And this is what the bike should have been from the start, and this power should have been there from the start. I can't stress enough how fun it is to ride this bike now. So without further ado, just go out on a test drive. So trying out mode 1. It's very smooth, and top speed is about 40 kilometers an hour. Switching to mode 2 is a whole different game. It feels a lot faster, and if you switch it up to mode 3 out of 5, it's even there, it's a lot faster than the original controller. So it definitely makes a huge difference. Switching it up to mode 4, I can't feel that much difference. And this is probably due to just a bypassed battery, so I'm not sure that the battery can deliver this power. The controller is set for 8.5 kilowatts, and maybe it flats out before that. Mode 5 is very funny. You can hardly keep the front wheel down, and it feels like a whole different bike. So from 3 to 5, I think that's where you really feel the difference. Even in mode 2, it's a higher top speed than original. You can feel it more peppier at lower RPMs. But overall, very funny bike. I can recommend anyone to get this controller or similar controller. And as you can see, it's very hard to keep the front wheel down. And for me, riding in the trails, it's just enough power. Going with the BAC 8000, I think that would be too much, and in that case also you need something other than a bypass battery. So overall, very, 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 very happy. Thank you, goodbye.